Imagine a secret so powerful it has been hidden for centuries, buried in the sacred temples and remote mountains of Japan. A technique so precise that those who master it can control the very patterns of their own mind. This is not magic, nor superstition. It is an ancient art of mental mastery. Takeshi, a modern teacher and scholar, has dedicated decades to uncovering this forbidden method. He explains that the mind is not a chaotic collection of thoughts, fears, and impulses. Instead, it is a dynamic field of energy, waiting to be directed. Most people drift through life as if carried by a current, reacting to every event. But those trained in this art move through life with intention, shaping their focus, controlling emotions, and altering perception. This technique was once reserved for samurai and monks, those who required absolute control over fear, stress, and decision-making. It is built on discipline, awareness, and subtle exercises that rewire the brain. The results are astonishing: clarity, emotional balance, and an inner strength that seems almost supernatural. In this series, we will explore Takeshi's teachings step by step. But be warned, this knowledge is not for the faint-hearted. It challenges your beliefs, your comfort zones, and even your sense of self. By the end, you may not just control your mind. You may finally understand it. The roots of this technique lie in the ancient wisdom of Japan's monks and samurai. For centuries, these masters studied the mind not only as a source of thought, but as a battlefield where fear, doubt, and distraction could either destroy or empower a person. Their goal was mastery over self, over emotions, impulses, and even the influence of others. Takeshi emphasizes that the Japanese word for mind control in this context is not about dominating others. It is about inner sovereignty, commanding your thoughts and reactions with precision. This philosophy combines meditation, breathing techniques, and subtle mental exercises that condition the mind to respond with calmness rather than reaction. Interestingly, this knowledge was deliberately kept secret. Those who revealed it too soon often faced ridicule or even danger, as controlling the mind could change power dynamics. Only the most disciplined seekers were taught, often in silence, in remote temples where distractions were impossible. Takeshi's modern approach brings these ancient techniques into everyday life. He translates centuries of practice into simple exercises, accessible to anyone willing to commit to focus and patience. The philosophy is clear: mastery of the mind is mastery of life itself. And once the principles are internalized, the practitioner gains something far more valuable than external wealth or status: a mind that is unshakable, disciplined, and free. So, what does Takeshi actually teach? The practice revolves around three pillars: awareness, energy control, and mental rewiring. First is awareness. This is not just mindfulness, it is hyper-focused observation of thoughts, emotions, and reactions. Every time a thought arises, the practitioner observes it without judgment, noting its origin and trajectory. This alone builds the foundation of self-mastery. Second is energy control. Takeshi teaches that emotions are not random. They are forms of energy. Anger, fear, and stress drain focus, while calmness and determination amplify it. Through controlled breathing and subtle mental exercises, the practitioner learns to channel energy where it is needed, strengthening concentration and emotional stability. Finally, mental rewiring is the ultimate goal. By consistently practicing awareness and energy control, old neural patterns weaken while new ones emerge. This allows the mind to break free from limiting beliefs, destructive habits, and reactive thinking. It is a slow, disciplined process, but its effects are profound. Decisions become clearer, focus sharpens, and emotional resilience grows exponentially. Takeshi emphasizes that mastery is not instantaneous. It is the result of daily dedication, patience, and commitment. Yet even beginners notice subtle shifts: calmer reactions, sharper focus, and a newfound sense of control over their inner world. The impact of this technique is best seen in real-life transformations. Takeshi shares stories of students who struggled with anxiety, self-doubt, and chaos. Through months of consistent practice, these individuals achieved remarkable changes. One student, constantly overwhelmed by work and life pressures, learned to control emotional reactions. Situations that once triggered panic or frustration became manageable, replaced by calm, intentional responses. Another, plagued by procrastination, discovered a level of focus and motivation that allowed them to complete long-delayed goals effortlessly. Takeshi also explains that the technique can influence creativity and problem-solving. By clearing mental noise, the mind accesses deeper levels of insight and intuition. Decisions that once seemed confusing become obvious, and opportunities previously unnoticed come into view. What is striking is that these results are not about external manipulation. Practitioners do not seek to control others, but instead master themselves. The world responds differently when your mind is disciplined. Clarity attracts opportunity, calm inspires confidence, and resilience becomes a natural state. This is the forbidden aspect. Takeshi often mentions, not because the method is dangerous, but because its power can completely transform your life, if used consistently and wisely. The lessons are subtle but life-altering, turning ordinary individuals into extraordinary versions of themselves. Mastery is the ultimate stage of this Japanese technique. By now, practitioners have cultivated awareness, controlled their energy, and rewired their minds. But Takeshi warns that mastery is more than skill. It is a state of being. In this state, distractions lose power. Emotional storms no longer sway decisions. Even fear and uncertainty are met with calm precision. The mind becomes a tool rather than a cage, guiding the practitioner to outcomes aligned with purpose rather than impulse. Takeshi teaches that the journey never truly ends. The mind is vast, and new challenges will always arise. True mastery is about adaptability, continuous refinement, and profound self-understanding. Those who achieve it carry a presence that commands respect, not through dominance, but through inner strength. He concludes with a warning. This technique, while transformative, demands responsibility. A mind under control is a powerful tool. Used carelessly, it may amplify pride or rigidity, but when guided by humility and wisdom, it becomes the greatest ally. Ultimately, the forbidden Japanese technique is not a shortcut. It is a path, a disciplined, transformative path to freedom within the mind. By following Takeshi's teachings, you can step into that path, claim mastery over your thoughts, and experience a clarity and strength few ever encounter.